Rest in peace, man, to a dope artist by the name of Mo3. Y'all remember Mo3? Y'all remember how Mo3 was blowing up? Mo3 got a motion, a wave going on, looked like he was taking over the industry, including becoming that guy out of Texas. Well, word is that was the beef was all about, right? It started with who had more motion, who's the big guy in the city or in the state. And the beef between Yella Beezy and Mo3 just spun out of control completely until where one is dead and the other one is looking like he's heading to prison for a long time. Let's get into what's popping now. Welcome back to the channel. If you've never been here before, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click the bell next to the subscribe button so you're notified every time a new video goes up on Brainflow TV. Yella Beezy, the Mo3 trial, the murder trial, has been delayed again until further notice. Yella Beezy was scheduled to stand trial for allegedly paying Kwan White to murder Mo3 in 2020 on February 2nd. On Friday, January 16th, a pre-trial hearing for that case took place in Dallas County Court, where the defense, which is Mo3's, not Mo3, but Yella Beezy's lawyers, asked for an extension due to the extensive amount of evidence that was brought forth by the state. That's self-explanatory, fam. I don't even have to go into breaking down in layman's terms. That's as lame as it gets. Let me say it again. Yella Beezy was scheduled to be starting his trial for allegedly paying a dude named Kwan White, along with somebody else, to murder Mo3 in 2020 on February 2nd. This Friday, January 16th, that just passed, a pre-trial hearing for that case took place in the Dallas County courts. This is where attorneys go in on both sides, the state, the defense. They before a judge, they're in the courthouse, and they iron out the kinks. So they get ready for the actual start date of the trial. It's supposed to be one of those, are you ready to go? Defense says, yes, Your Honor, we're ready. Are you ready to go? Prosecution says, absolutely, Your Honor, we're ready. The judge says, okay, then we're setting the date for, bam, July 1st, 2026. See you then. It didn't happen that way. Instead, Yella Beezy his attorneys asked for an extension due to the excessive amount of evidence that was brought forth by the state. Damn. Now check it, right? Y'all remember the video where we saw Mo3 on the highway and we saw that car cut him off and he stopped because he was paying attention to his surroundings. I really wish that Mo3 had a chopper then, fully loaded, 100-round drum. And I really wish that Mo3 was in a soldier's mind frame. Like, you hit the gas. Even if you got to do a head-on collision into their car, disable their car. I wish he was driving and shooting at the same time, or he was trained how to. Mo3 looked like he panicked in that video. First of all, he stopped in the middle of a busy highway. They stopped a couple of feet away. He didn't start to try to reverse. He didn't try to get away with the car, using the car as a shield. Mo3 got out of the car from the driver's side. He ran around to the passenger side. He opened the door on the passenger side. What the hell was you doing that for? By this time, they wasn't shooting at him yet. They were just standing there. Then they started shooting. He ran around to the passenger side. If you had that fire on you already, meaning if he had a firearm, a gun on him already, he would not have ran around to the passenger side unless he was going to open the passenger door and use it for cover, right? He ran around to the passenger side, acted like he was taking a weapon out the car. I guess he was bluffing, trying to scare them off. Like, I'm going to run around to the passenger side, pull out the AK, and start chopping you down. And when he seen that they started coming at him on foot, oh, they wanted him bad. Really, really bad. They wanted him dead. Mo3 took off running back down the highway. The person who ran him down, that person made sure that whoever paid them to do this, that hit was 100% done. He ran Mo3 down. He gunned him down on the busy highway and left his body there, ran back to his own car, got in his car and left. According to what's been coming out, the guys who did the murder, both the driver and the shooter, have confessed that they were paid to do this hit by rapper Yella Beezy. Yella Beezy and Mo3 had been beefing back and forth for quite some time. Every time Mo3 did an interview, he would half speak on what's going on with him and Yella Beezy. They would try to keep it out of the media. So he would say stuff like, oh, no, we ain't got no beef. I don't even know who that man is like that, really. We had a few run-ins here and there, but it's all good. And then Yella Beezy would act like he does not know who Mo3 is. He'll be like, who? I don't know anybody by that name. He from my city? My state? Are you sure? What did you say his name was again? Well, I don't know him. Listen, if he had motion and he was from my city and my state, I would have known who he is. Obviously, you don't have no motion because I don't know who he is. That's the type of stuff that Yella Beezy would say, right? Whenever a interviewer would ask them, do you and Mo3 have beef? And is the beef that serious? He is like, who? I don't know who that is. So he would definitely downplay it all the time until it played out on national television with Mo3 running for his life down the highway and that dude running him down with an AK-47. Beezy was not present at this hearing due to the recent passing of his mother. Judge Chika Anyam decided to hold another hearing next week to discuss how much more time will be needed. See, Beezy is lucky because he could have been in a YNW Melly situation right now. Meaning, if YNW Melly's mom passed away, God forbid, YNW Melly would not be able to go to her funeral. Let's take it a step further. If you get caught up in a case like this and you get found guilty and you're in prison, they're not letting you out to go do hospital visits every other day, check on mama, make sure she okay. If she is passed away, you're not guaranteed to get a pass to go stand at her funeral, pay your last respects in a viewing or whatever. So these are some of the hard things you got to think about when you decide to do crime and the state decides to give you time. You behind them bars, all your rights are suspended. Beezy just so happened to be out on house arrest now while he's awaiting trial, something like what YNW Melly would have hoped for. His team tried to get him that, but his case is just too much. The judge in the YNW Melly case said the evidence is just too much. The presumption of guilt is just too great. And we're talking about a double murder case here. So no, I'm not granting bail, right? To no house arrest. He'll stay confined until trial. If he beats trial, he walks. If not, we got our guy. Yella Beezy is lucky. This video ain't about no YNW Melly. I'm just using that to show you an example. Now, I have to go look up, does conspiracy to commit first-degree felony murder come with bail? in the state of Texas. And what I found was it said that in Texas, bail for conspiracy to commit first degree felony murder is usually highly unlikely, but not automatically impossible. That means to some stipulations to it, you probably possibly could get bail still. Depending on recent legislative changes, like one that's called Proposition 3 in 2025 that focused on public safety, potentially making it a no bond offense for serious violent crimes, though capital murder charges generally face a denial, with judges still having discretion to deny bail for dangerous offenders in other serious felony cases. What that says is if Yella Beezy, some people are saying, listen, they don't have enough on Yella Beezy. That's why they let him out on bail. Because if the presumption of guilt was so great, like the state had so much evidence, it was undeniable that Yella Beezy was the one that ordered this hit on Mo3, they would have never given him bail. I take it a step further and I look at it a bit different. He was not the one that performed the actual act. The person who performed the actual act is held without bail. He was caught on surveillance. They seen him. Now, there's a line in that law where it says public safety, that line. If you see somebody running down the highway with an AK-47 and his whole goal was to murder somebody on the highway with traffic, oncoming traffic, while he's stopped in the middle of a busy highway, this is a dangerous person that needs to be off the streets ASAP. So, of course, they weren't going to give him bail. The hitter, the shooter, is held without bail until his trial comes around. Now, the problem with Yella Beezy is that Kawan White is said to be talking and cooperating with law enforcement. So he's saying it was Yella Beezy that paid us to do the hit, and I did it. He even told them how much he got paid to do the hit. So with that, I don't think Yella Beezy is going to be able to walk away. But still, we'll have to see. The parties shall return next week to discuss a new trial date due to logistical issues and motions presented today, is what the judge said. On January 7th, Yella Beezy's attorney filed a motion asking for a continuance of the trial, claiming that the state provided over 16 terabytes of discovery that they need more time to go through. God damn, 16 terabytes. What is that? That's a lot. That's a lot of information that they need to go through. Of course, they don't want to end up at trial unprepared, right? And there's a lot of evidence here that you can't rush it. You can't be like, nothing on that will affect my client. And then you end up showing up in court. First thing they're going to ask is, was the defense presented with these pieces of evidence? The prosecution, the government's going to say, yes, we gave them all the evidence that we have in front of you here today, Your Honor. 16 terabytes worth. The judge is going to ask them, is that true? Yella Beezy's attorney is going to say, yes. You can't get in a courtroom and say, yes, they gave it to us, but we didn't have time. Because that guilty verdict is coming down towards your client, right? And your goal as an attorney is to win this case. So his attorneys asked for more time again. They asked for more time January 7th. They filed a motion. And January 16th, they asked for more time again at the meeting. Yella Beezy has been out on bond since shortly after being arrested for Mo3's murder that happened last March. If he is found guilty, he could face life in prison. I'm going to close this video by saying this, right? Assuming that he is the one who ordered the hit, hey, Kawan White don't really have a reason to say just pick Yella Beezy out of the thin air and say he paid us to kill Mo3. Obviously, there's a connection there. So the state, the courts, will probably be going off of Kawan White's testimony that he got paid by Mo3 to do the murder. Now, with that, and them tracking through social media the beef between Mo3 and Yella Beezy, they're going to be able to put a circumstantial case together, plus the confession of the hitman who did murder Mo3. And I think that could be enough to seal Yella Beezy's fate, get him a life sentence. With that said, you got to remember something. You take away that man's life, right? That man is dead. He is free from all his worries on earth. He's gone. But now you end up in the system looking at life in prison. You're going to have to give up all your nice cars. You're going to have to give up all your nice jewelry. You're going to have to give up all your designer clothes. You're going to have to give up your nice home, your comfort, your girl or girls, your women. You're going to have to give up time with your children, your whole life. You might as well be dead. They're about to go lock you in a cage, and you're going to be fighting for your survival forever. That's something to think about. People be moving like they could do stuff and get away with it. But my grandmama always saying, I'm sure your grandmama said it too, because it's an old saying, whatever is done in the dark shall surely come to light. We're going to stay close to this Yella Beezy Mo3 murder trial to see how it turns out. And you stay close to us to get the scoop, the reasoning, and the update. I'll catch you on the next video. It's Brainflow TV. I'm out. Peace.